Welcome to Chamber Exchange, the show that offers you an opportunity to learn more about local businesses in the area. I'm Stevie Kears, the Executive Director for the Rolla Area Chamber of Commerce, and our first guest for the day is Hannah Bagnall, who has a very unique shop in the beautiful downtown Rolla. So welcome to the show, Hannah.
Thank you.
We're excited to learn a little bit more about your business. It's called So Dreamy, a craft cafe. So could you tell us a little bit about what exactly is a craft cafe?
Well, a craft cafe, the way I explain it is it's an internet cafe except with sewing machines. So I have sewing machines for rent by the hour. There's no food. I know that's confusing.
Yeah, we think cafe food is related to that.
No, we have the sewing machines for rent by the hour. They're at $6 an hour. So if students don't have a sewing machine, or if they, don't have enough space, I know I didn't when I went to college, or if your sewing machine is broken or you just don't want to lug it out for a small project, then you can come in and use my machines. Okay. And I also have workshops and classes all available throughout the year.
Now, when you say workshops and classes, what are those related to? How to use the sewing machine or other things?
Anything.
Okay.
I do a sewing class, a basic sewing class. And so if you're interested in learning to sew, if it's just you, or if you have 3 or 4 friends who say, oh, we'd love to learn how to sew, then they can come in and, you can all learn to sew together. Mm-hmm. I do it basically by appointment. So if you just call or write on my Facebook page, I can set up an appointment with you whenever is convenient.
So for those of us who could be beginner sewers, we could still take on a nice project, make an appointment with you, come in, and you'd show us how to
Absolutely.
get started with
Yes,
this project.
Definitely.
Okay, do you have a sewing background?
I do. I actually started sewing when I was in middle school, and in the high school I took fashion classes.
Wow.
And we are so lucky in Rolla to have fashion classes, because in small towns you wouldn't think you would be able to take a fashion class, but here I did. I learned how to make patterns, and I made a dress, a flapper dress, historically accurate, when I was a junior in high school for a birthday party. We did a dress-up thing. And then I made my senior prom dress. I designed it and made it.
Oh, wow.
So that was really exciting because it was my own, and it's still my favorite dress I've ever worn. And in college, I was in the theater department, and I worked in the costume shop, and I made all the costumes for all the shows for 4 years. So
that's phenomenal.
I have a lot of sewing.
So you don't just have a sewing background, but you have a designing background.
A little bit, yeah.
That is remarkable. Very, very interesting. So do you feel like sewing and crafting is coming back in, not necessarily style, but popularity with people today?
I really do. I think, you see more of it on blogs and on TV even. They have craft wars.
Yes.
And, things like that. It's really starting to come back, and I think that's for a lot of reasons. I think you can save money. Mm-hmm. Not only, you have your favorite shirt, and you have a button missing. Well, I don't know how to sew on a button, so I'll just give it away.
Yeah.
But it's your favorite shirt, so how long does it take to sew on a button? 2 minutes?
Yeah.
So,
That's
if you
the
learn
one
how to
thing I can do.
Well, there you go. Sewing on a button or a small hole, you can fix that.
Yeah.
And I think that it saves you money that way, but also you see something in a magazine and you say, that is so cool, I wish I could have that, and you look at the price and it's $1,000.
Right.
I can't afford that.
No.
But if it's something that you can say, I could make that, then maybe, you can definitely save money that way.
Right.
And, there's a really big push for recycle, reuse, and remake, sort of like reduce, reuse, recycle, but with fashion.
Okay.
Where you'll take an item that is great in pattern, or you like the style, but it doesn't necessarily fit, and you can make it something that is yours.
Okay.
So there's a lot of reusing of fabric or material of old shirts. You can make a new shirt.
Okay.
Or a dress, make into a new shirt or a new dress that is so much more in fashion now.
Yes.
So that's a big push on blogs. I know on craft and fashion blogs, people are really big onto that.
Sharing ideas of projects that they have done.
Yeah, there's even like a 365-day challenge where people do a craft every day and try and refashion something.
That is amazing.
It's really cool, and it's a great way to pad your wardrobe if you're not wanting to necessarily buy something. You can go to a thrift store and buy something that you kind of like, but it would be way better if you took it in and shortened it. And
yes.
And it's so easy to do that if you just know how to sew.
Exactly.
And I also think that it's something that families can do. It's something that gets you out from behind the television or the computer. And in this technological era, it's great that we can look online and get ideas, but it's so much more fun to do something that is necessarily a solitary hobby,
right,
but make it social.
Right.
So if you do something with your family or with your friends, have a party or come to a craft cafe, and it can be a social thing and not so, one-sided and behind a TV screen.
So you're doing something fun with your family and or friends, and you're also possibly learning a new skill.
Exactly, and you go home with something that you love.
And we all love to challenge ourselves anyway.
Exactly.
So we could go to the thrift shop, pick up some retro 70s kind of shirt, and see what we can make out of it.
Definitely.
And you would be there to help.
Yes.
Offer
yes.
some suggestions.
Definitely.
You're a designer as well. Okay, so you talked a lot about the sewing aspect and recycling aspect of So Dreamy. What are some of the other services that you provide?
Well, I also do alterations, which is a really big thing now. It's hard to find people to do alterations, especially for sometimes newer, more stylish designs, because they're a little more intricate or interesting, and people who've been doing alterations forever may not understand the the pleats or something. But
That's a good point.
And I'm downtown. I'm very visible for the alterations, and I also do birthday parties for little kids. I have you can do crafts. I have craft kits that you can just buy in my shop and make them there.
What kind of craft kits are they?
I have all levels of sewing ability. I have a machine sewn sort of a little an owl thing.
Okay.
It's like a little note holder. I call it a messenger owl, like from Harry Potter.
Oh, so cute.
And you can put a note or a picture or something in it. And then I also have a little teddy bear that's made of felt, and it's hand sewn, so you don't have to use a machine. And you learn how to sew on buttons and all various things that you could need to learn to sew with your hands.
And so this is for all ages?
All ages, anyone who can pick up a needle. And then I also have 2 cut and paste workshops that you can do, which are newspaper flowers. All you have to do is be able to cut and paste and roll the little flowers. And then I also have a bookmark that looks like a monster.
Hey,
really
I can do the bookmark.
Exactly, definitely. It's so cute, and it's really nice to have in the little corner of your book.
This sounds so interesting. I'm so glad that you were able to share with us more information about how to experience a craft cafe. And we're very blessed to have this in our very own downtown Rolla. We're about to run out of time, but before we do, I want you to leave our viewers with information on how they can find you and get a hold of you.
All right, well, I'm at 905 North Pine Street. It's right across from the library, right next to Kent Jewelry. And my phone number is 426-4884. And my Facebook page is the best way to get a hold of me. It's So Dreamy Craft Cafe. So like so, S-E-W, Dreamy Craft Cafe. And I always check it. I'm always on there telling you about workshops, or if I'm going to be gone for a day, or I share pictures all the time of all the cool stuff I'm doing. So check it out.
I think we need a community challenge. I think we all need to come out in force, support this local business, and hey, let's have a sewing party.
Yes,
I'm
definitely.
Into this right now. I'm ready to make something.
Good.
Thank you so much for being with us, Hannah. I really appreciate it. We're going to take a real quick break, and we'll be back with our next guest.